The sky over Earth was dark with alien warships. They were massive, shining like stars but much larger and more frightening. From high above, the aliens looked down at the cities and fields. Their strange voices echoed through the air, speaking in a language humans could not understand. The words were sharp, mocking, and full of confidence. Primitive, they said to each other. So weak. So easy. On the ground, humans looked up at the sky. Their ships were small, slow, and simple compared to the alien machines. The weapons they had, lasers, missiles, and a few old fighter planes, seemed almost useless. The aliens fired first. Bright beams of light shot across the sky, cutting through the air and hitting some of the small human ships. Explosions lit the clouds as metal burned and twisted. Inside a human command center, the atmosphere was tense but calm. The walls were lined with screens showing the positions of alien ships. Soldiers moved quickly, but the commander stood still, his eyes scanning the situation. His name was Captain Armin, and he was known for keeping his cool even in the most dangerous situations. Evasive maneuvers, he ordered. His voice was steady, confident. Split into small groups. Protect the cities. Keep moving. The soldiers followed his orders instantly. Small human ships darted between buildings, under bridges, and through narrow streets. The aliens watched with surprise. They expected humans to panic, to run, to surrender. Instead, humans moved with strategy. They were organized, disciplined, and ready to fight. The alien leaders on their massive command ship laughed. Their mocking words filled the air. Look at them. So weak. So disorganized. This will be easy, one of them said. Another added, fire all weapons. Destroy them quickly. The human ships continued to dodge and weave. Then, without warning, a small human squad attacked. They had been hiding behind a large asteroid near the edge of the atmosphere. In a quick and precise move, they fired at the weak point of an alien scout ship. Sparks flew, alarms screamed, and the alien ship wobbled. It was not destroyed, but it could not move correctly. The aliens stared in disbelief. Impossible, one shouted. These humans, they can think. The human ships pulled back, hiding again, but the damage was done. The alien fleet paused, unsure of what to do next. For a few moments, the sky was silent except for the hum of the ships and the crackle of distant lasers. Captain Armin smiled quietly at his team. He knew this was only the beginning. Humans were underestimated, but they had hidden strength. On the streets below, people watched the sky. Some were afraid, but others felt hope. They saw humans defending their homes, fighting back even when the odds were against them. Children clutched their parents' hands, and soldiers stood ready, not with fear but with determination. The aliens were not used to this. They had never seen a species fight like this before. In their experience, once a planet seemed weak, it fell easily. But humans were different. Every move, every small victory showed them that humans did not surrender. Not today. Not ever. Captain Armin's team moved again. Small ships flew from one hiding spot to another, dodging fire and striking quickly. They targeted weak spots on the alien warships, small areas that could be damaged without risking too much. Each hit was precise. Each move was calculated. The aliens tried to adjust, but the humans were unpredictable. From the alien command ship, the leaders' voices grew louder and sharper. Why are they not falling? One asked. Why do they fight so fiercely? Another responded, it is strange. They are small, weak, but dangerous. Meanwhile, humans on the ground launched their own makeshift weapons. Satellites hacked to send small EMP bursts, tanks hidden in forests firing at flying alien machines, and drones swarming in unusual formations. The aliens had technology, yes, but humans had creativity, courage, and a strange unpredictability that could not be calculated. As the sun began to rise, painting the sky in orange and red, the battle seemed far from over. The alien fleet was still powerful, still enormous, but for the first time they hesitated. The humans had shown them that this fight would not be easy. That humans could adapt, fight back, and survive against impossible odds. Captain Armin looked at his team and nodded. They had won small victories today, but the real challenge was still ahead. The alien leaders, confused and frustrated, began to retreat slightly, regrouping. And in that moment, humans realized something important. Their courage, their will, and their refusal to surrender could change the battle. Could change the galaxy. And the aliens were learning a lesson they would never forget. Humans were not weak. Humans were not simple. Humans were dangerous when cornered. And they never, ever surrendered. The alien fleet had retreated slightly after the first human counterattack, but they were far from defeated. Above Earth, their massive warships hovered like dark clouds, scanning the planet for any sign of resistance. Alien sensors picked up humans moving in small groups across cities and forests. Every signal seemed to confuse them. A small alien ground team landed near a deserted city. Their ship glided silently to the Earth, its legs touching the ground with a soft hiss. The team stepped out, their weapons ready, confident that they would easily overpower any human. They expected panic. They expected surrender. But what they found surprised them. The streets were empty, or so it seemed. At first, the aliens saw only abandoned vehicles and broken buildings. Then, suddenly, humans appeared from behind corners, from rooftops, and from alleys. They were not soldiers in heavy armor. They were ordinary people. Men, women, even teenagers, but their eyes were sharp, alert, and fearless. The humans moved quickly, almost like shadows. They set traps, threw small explosives, and fired with precision. The alien team tried to fire back, but their shots were often dodged or blocked. Humans seemed to know every street, every building, every hiding spot. The aliens could not predict their moves. One human, a young woman named Mira, led a small squad. She whispered orders quietly, pointing to weak spots in the alien formation. Her team acted instantly, coordinating attacks with a skill that shocked the aliens. In a few minutes, the alien squad had suffered damage to their equipment and several of their drones had been destroyed. "This is impossible," one alien muttered, scanning the battlefield with wide eyes. "They're small. Weak. But they fight like predators." The aliens had never seen anything like this. On every planet they had conquered, the inhabitants either fled or surrendered. Humans did neither. They adapted, they used strategy, and they attacked with courage. Every move the humans made was smart and unpredictable. Back at the human command center, Captain Armin watched the battle unfold on his screens. He did not panic. He knew the aliens underestimated humans. He also knew the human strength was not just in weapons, it was in unity, intelligence, and willpower. "We hold our positions," Armin said. "Do not retreat. We are stronger than they think." Meanwhile, the alien ground team was growing frustrated. Their advanced weapons and armor were supposed to make them unstoppable. Yet humans were using the environment, simple traps, and their creativity to outsmart them. Every time the aliens tried to predict the humans' next move, they failed. A soldier from the alien team tripped a wire hidden in the rubble. A small explosion threw him off balance. Another human shot a drone with a makeshift launcher. The aliens were not used to this kind of fight. They had strength, speed, and technology, but humans had adaptability, and that was something the aliens could not calculate. From the sky, the alien fleet watched the small ground battle. They were surprised. The humans were not just surviving, they were winning small fights, striking fear into the alien soldiers. For the first time, the aliens began to doubt their reports and intelligence. Could a species this small really resist their empire? On the streets, Mira and her team paused for a moment. They looked at the alien soldiers, battered but still dangerous. Mira whispered, "We fight smart. We never give up. Stay calm. Stay together." Her words were simple, but they carried power. Every human felt it. Even ordinary citizens hiding in buildings or among rubble felt hope. The aliens noticed it too. Humans did not panic. Humans did not surrender. They organized themselves, they coordinated attacks, and they kept fighting no matter the odds. The alien commander radioed the fleet. "They are different. They do not obey fear. They do not surrender. They fight even when cornered." The aliens were confused. They had never encountered a species like this. Every tactic they tried failed. Every attack was met with resistance, and every victory was temporary. Humans were small, yes, but they were dangerous. More dangerous than the aliens had ever imagined. And on the human side, Captain Armin knew the battle was far from over. These first skirmishes were only tests. The humans had proven they could fight. They had proven they would not surrender. And most importantly, they had proven that they could adapt to any threat, no matter how powerful. The alien ground team, frustrated and shaken, began to retreat. They communicated with their fleet, reporting strange intelligence. "Humans are unpredictable. Humans are dangerous." And on Earth, the humans prepared for the next wave. They knew the aliens were powerful, but humans had something more: courage, strategy, and an unbreakable will. For the first time, both sides realized something important. The aliens realized humans were not like any other species they had conquered. And humans realized that even against impossible odds they could fight back. The battle had just begun. But one thing was clear: humans would never surrender. And the aliens would never forget it. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, scanning for resistance. They were massive, powerful, and advanced, Yet the humans they had thought so weak were proving to be something else entirely. Every report from scouts brought news that confused and frustrated the aliens. Small groups of humans were striking quickly and disappearing before they could be counterattacked. On the ground, humans moved like shadows. They were ordinary people with ordinary weapons, but they had something the aliens could not calculate: ingenuity. Old factories were converted into weapon depots, forests became hiding places for ambushes, and abandoned satellites were hacked to disrupt alien communications. Every action was clever, every tactic unexpected. In one city, a human squad led by Captain Armin prepared a trap. They knew an alien patrol would come down a narrow street lined with abandoned cars. Using remote explosives and small drones, they created the illusion of a bigger force. When the aliens arrived, they were confused and forced into a choke point. One by one, the alien drones were disabled. The aliens had advanced technology, but the humans used their environment, timing, and creativity to turn the odds in their favor. A young engineer named Rena played a key role. She had taken an old communications satellite and modified it to send out false signals. The alien ships received multiple reports of human forces in locations where there were none. Confused, the alien commanders ordered attacks on empty streets, wasting time, energy, and resources. "Humans are unpredictable," an alien lieutenant muttered. "Their numbers are small, yet they fight like predators." Humans were small, yes, but their ability to adapt was enormous. In the forests, small teams set traps and lured alien patrols into hidden pits. On the coasts, civilians used small boats to block alien drones and confuse their navigation systems. Every time the aliens thought they had humans cornered, humans escaped and struck back in a new place. The alien commanders were becoming desperate. "How is this possible?" one shouted over the comms. "Their weapons are primitive, their fleets tiny, yet they are stronger than any species we have conquered." Captain Armin watched all of this unfold on his screens. He remained calm. "They underestimate us," he said quietly. "And that is their mistake. We will use every advantage we have, no matter how small." Meanwhile, humans were learning from each battle. Each encounter, each skirmish, gave them new knowledge. They studied alien weapons, their patterns, and their weaknesses. They began to predict alien movements, turning the enemy's strength against them. The aliens were advanced, but humans had creativity, courage, and learning ability, qualities no machine could replace. In a forest near the city outskirts, a small team used mirrors and lights to confuse alien targeting systems. Lasers fired at the reflection of sunlight instead of the humans themselves. Alien drones crashed into trees and abandoned buildings, unable to distinguish reality from trickery. Even children and civilians played a part. They created distractions, set up warning systems, and guided soldiers to the safest paths. Humans fought not just with weapons but with brains, teamwork, and courage. Every human on Earth became part of the resistance. From above, the alien fleet watched with growing fear. Their reports were full of confusion. Humans were everywhere, humans were clever, and humans did not surrender. One alien commander slammed a clawed hand onto a console. "They think differently. They fight differently. They survive differently. This is not like anything we have faced." Back in the human command center, Captain Armin smiled. The humans had not only survived, they had begun turning the tide in small ways. Each small victory, each clever tactic, weakened the aliens' confidence. Even a single destroyed drone or damaged patrol ship sent a message: humans were dangerous. Humans were unpredictable. And humans would never surrender. Night fell on Earth, but humans were not tired. They prepared for the next encounter, knowing that each challenge made them stronger. Every ambush, every clever trick, every small victory was teaching them more about the aliens and themselves. And in the alien fleet, fear was growing. The creatures who had conquered countless worlds were beginning to doubt themselves. The humans were not only surviving, they were thriving. Their ingenuity, their courage, and their refusal to give up had shown that even a small, simple species could challenge a mighty empire. Captain Armin looked at the screens and said quietly to his team, "We are not just defending Earth. We are showing them that humans cannot be defeated, not by technology, not by fear, not by force. Today we fight. Tomorrow, we may change the galaxy." The aliens, watching from above, could only realize one terrifying truth: humans were unlike any species they had ever encountered. Small, clever, and unstoppable when cornered. The humans' hidden strength was no longer a secret. The aliens had begun to understand something very important. Humans fight differently, humans survive differently, and humans never surrender. The alien fleet had grown frustrated. Every time they thought they had humans trapped, the humans slipped away, striking back in unexpected ways. From above, the aliens saw humans move in ways they had never predicted. Small groups appeared in forests, cities, and deserts, hitting weak points in alien ships and then vanishing as quickly as they appeared. The aliens decided to send a larger fleet, determined to crush the resistance once and for all. Massive ships filled the skies above a major human city. Lasers fired from all directions and explosions shook the ground. The humans were outnumbered, outgunned, and yet they did not panic. Captain Armin stood at the command center, his eyes sharp on the screens. "Remember what we've learned," he told his team. "They think they can intimidate us. They're wrong. We will use every advantage, every trap, every clever trick. Move now." Humans split into small squads, each with a specific task. One team led a decoy force in the city center, drawing alien fire and attention. Another squad moved unseen through old subway tunnels, ready to strike the alien supply lines. Drones flew above, creating confusion and false signals. The humans had learned to turn the alien fleet's strength into their weakness. In a narrow street, humans had set a trap. They had lined the buildings with small explosives and hidden energy disruptors. As the alien patrol moved in, the humans triggered the devices. Buildings shook, alien drones lost control, and some patrol ships were forced to retreat. The aliens were stunned. "What is this?" shouted one alien commander. "Their technology is weak, yet they destroy our machines without direct fire." Humans smiled quietly behind their screens and in hidden corners. They had no massive ships or advanced weapons, but they had strategy, knowledge of terrain, and creativity. Each small victory boosted their confidence and lowered the aliens' morale. In another part of the city, a small team led by Mira set up a series of mirrors and light signals. Alien drones, confused by the reflections, crashed into buildings. Soldiers fired blindly, wasting energy and ammunition. Humans had learned to think outside the box, using simple tools in clever ways. The aliens, once confident and mocking, were now shouting and panicking. "How do they do this?" one screamed. "Why can't we control them?" Another added, "They are impossible. Small, weak, and yet they fight like gods." Even civilians played a part. Farmers, engineers, and students helped move supplies, guide soldiers, and create traps. Every human, from child to elder, contributed to the fight. The aliens realized that this was not a battle they could win with strength alone. Humans were united, intelligent, and fearless. Captain Armin moved his fleet like a chess master. Every decoy, every ambush, every distraction had a purpose. He did not just react, he predicted the aliens' moves, turning their confidence into chaos. The alien fleet fired recklessly, destroying empty streets and open fields, while humans attacked where they were weakest. The alien commanders' voices grew frantic over communications. "This is impossible. We have strength, we have numbers, and yet they resist." From the skies, humans launched a surprise attack on the alien supply lines. Small drones disabled fuel tanks and energy cores. Alien ships, confused and under fire, began to retreat. The humans had won another battle, not with raw power but with clever planning, courage, and unity. Captain Armin watched the chaos and spoke quietly to his team. "Never underestimate the human mind. Never underestimate human courage. Today we fight not just for survival, but to prove that even the smallest species can challenge the strongest empire." The alien fleet, shocked and battered, began to withdraw. Their confidence was gone. Their pride was shattered. Humans had shown them that numbers and advanced technology were not enough. Strategy, adaptability, and courage could turn the tide against even the mightiest opponents. And in that moment, humans realized something important. They were stronger than the aliens believed. Their courage, their teamwork, and their refusal to surrender made them unstoppable in ways that machines and weapons could not match. The aliens, watching from above, understood a terrifying truth. Humans were not just surviving, they were fighting back with intelligence, ingenuity, and unbreakable spirit. And the empire that had conquered countless worlds would learn the hard way that underestimating humans was a fatal mistake. The alien fleet had retreated temporarily after underestimating humans. They believed a larger attack would break the resistance, but they were wrong. Humans were not only surviving, they were preparing to strike back. Not with massive warships, not with alien-level technology, but with strategy, courage, and clever thinking. Captain Armin stood in the command center, his eyes scanning multiple screens. The humans had studied the alien fleet for days, learning their movements, weak points, and supply routes. Every piece of alien technology, every patrol route, every communication signal had been recorded. It was time for humans to show their strength in a bold, daring way. "Prepare for the strike," Captain Armin ordered. "This is our chance. Remember, smart, fast, precise. Hit where it hurts most, then disappear before they can respond." In the skies above Earth, humans deployed small but fast ships in coordinated groups. Some acted as decoys, drawing alien fire. Others moved silently, targeting alien supply lines and communication hubs. Drones, controlled by engineers and students alike, zipped through the battlefield, delivering EMP bursts to disable alien electronics. Every move was synchronized, precise, and unexpected. On the ground, teams set traps along key locations. Mines were hidden under rubble, rooftops were rigged with explosives, and small squads waited to ambush alien patrols. Even ordinary citizens played a part. They guided soldiers through safe paths, repaired damaged equipment, and relayed critical information about alien positions. In a narrow canyon, a squad led by Mira struck first. Using the terrain to their advantage, they lured alien drones into a trap. Rocks tumbled from the cliffs above, destroying drones and damaging larger patrol ships. Myra's team moved like shadows, silent and deadly, striking at weak points and vanishing before the aliens could retaliate. Meanwhile, Captain Armin's team targeted the alien supply lines. Fuel tanks and energy cores were destroyed using makeshift explosives and hacked drones. Alien ships were forced to retreat to protect their resources, giving humans control over the battlefield. The alien commanders were shocked. How can they attack with such precision?" one yelled. "Their numbers are tiny. Their weapons are primitive. Yet they strike with deadly accuracy." Humans smiled quietly. They had no advanced alien technology, but they had knowledge, planning, and courage. They understood the battlefield better than the aliens, using their environment, teamwork, and creativity to gain the upper hand. In one daring move, humans launched a surprise attack on a massive alien ship hovering above the city. Small ships flew in from all directions, targeting weak spots identified by human engineers. Explosions rocked the alien ship, and sparks flew across its hull. The aliens fired back, but they were confused, unprepared, and off balance. "Impossible," shouted an alien commander. They think like us. They fight like strategists." The humans were careful. They did not overextend themselves. Every attack had a purpose, and every strike was calculated to weaken the enemy while minimizing their own losses. It was not brute force but intelligence and planning that gave humans the advantage. As night fell, the battlefield was lit with explosions and fires, but humans held their positions. They had gained control of key areas, destroyed alien supplies, and proven that even a small, seemingly weak species could challenge a mighty empire. Captain Armin looked at his team and nodded. "Today we strike. Tomorrow we continue. They thought they could scare us. They thought they could control us. But we are humans, and humans fight back. Always." From above, the alien fleet could only retreat and regroup. Their pride was shattered and their confidence shaken. They realized something terrifying. Humans did not just survive, they could attack, plan, and win even against the most advanced forces. For the first time, humans had proven their strength in open battle. They had taken the fight to the enemy, striking decisively and daringly. And the aliens, who had conquered countless worlds with their power, now knew a truth they could not ignore. Humans were not weak, humans were not predictable, and humans never surrendered. The humans' first major counterattack had changed the course of the war. It was not just a victory, it was a message to the galaxy. Underestimate humans at your own risk. The battlefield was quiet for a moment, but the silence was filled with tension. Humans had struck back hard, proving their strength, but the war was far from over. The alien fleet hovered above, massive and powerful, yet unsure. They had faced resistance before, but never like this. Humans were not just surviving, they were adapting, learning, and striking back. Captain Armin stood in the command center, watching multiple screens. "They are learning, adapting, and uniting," he said quietly to his team. "We need to do the same. Every move counts. Every strike matters. Today we push further." On the ground, humans moved with precision. Small squads scouted enemy positions, while engineers and civilians prepared traps and improvised weapons. The humans were united, not just soldiers but every citizen willing to fight for their planet. Children helped relay messages, elders guided soldiers, and students hacked alien drones. Every human contributed to the defense and offense. In the sky, small human ships darted like shadows. They avoided alien fire, striking weak points in alien supply lines and communication hubs. Each strike was calculated, precise, and devastating. Alien ships, despite their advanced technology, could not anticipate the humans' clever tactics. "Why do they fight so fiercely?" shouted an alien commander. "We are stronger. Our weapons are powerful. Yet they do not fear. They do not retreat." Humans had a strategy that went beyond weapons. They studied the alien patterns, predicted their moves, and used their environment to their advantage. Cities became traps, forests became ambush sites, and rivers hid human ships moving silently below. Humans turned every disadvantage into a tool, every weakness into a weapon. Mira led a squad through a narrow canyon, setting explosives along cliffs and pathways. When an alien patrol advanced, the humans triggered the devices. Rocks and debris crushed patrol drones and damaged larger ships. The aliens were stunned. Their calculations had failed. Every strategy humans used seemed unpredictable. Meanwhile, Captain Armin coordinated a massive coordinated strike against the alien fleet. Small ships and drones attacked simultaneously from multiple directions, hitting critical points while avoiding the strongest weapons. Alien supply lines were disrupted, communication systems were hacked, and morale among the alien soldiers plummeted. "Impossible!" screamed an alien officer. "They are fearless. They are clever. They do not surrender." On Earth, humans celebrated small victories quietly. Each success was a message. They could fight, they could survive, and they could turn the tide of battle. Even ordinary citizens felt empowered. They saw that courage, intelligence, and unity could challenge even the most powerful enemy. The alien commanders were desperate. They realized that their advanced technology and superior numbers were not enough. Humans were different. They could adapt, they could think, and they could strike when least expected. Fear grew among the alien soldiers. Doubt crept into the minds of leaders who had never failed. Captain Armin addressed his team. "They fear us now, but we cannot stop. Every strike, every trap, every plan strengthens our position. We fight not just for today but for the future. Humans do not surrender. Humans do not give up. And today the galaxy is watching." Humans launched one final coordinated assault for the day. Small ships struck alien patrols, hidden squads disabled weapons, and drones created chaos in enemy ranks. The alien fleet, massive as it was, began to retreat again. They were not defeated, but they were terrified of the humans' courage and unity. From the sky, the aliens could see something they had never seen before. A small, seemingly weak species that fought with intelligence, creativity, and unbreakable spirit. Every human strike, every clever trap, every coordinated move sent a clear message. Underestimating humans was a fatal mistake. Captain Armin watched the screens as the alien fleet disappeared over the horizon. He knew the war was far from over, but the turning point had arrived. Humans had proven that courage, intelligence, and unity could challenge even the most powerful empire in the galaxy. And the aliens, shaken and confused, learned a terrifying truth. Humans were not just survivors, they were fighters, thinkers, and an unstoppable force when cornered. The battlefield had shifted. The humans had taken control of their destiny. The aliens had learned to fear a species they had once called weak. And in the hearts of humans everywhere, hope and courage burned brighter than ever before. The sky above Earth was dark with alien warships, but this time humans were ready. They had fought, learned, and adapted. Every small victory, every clever tactic, every daring move had led to this moment. The aliens had underestimated humans for the last time. Captain Armin stood in the command center, calm and focused. "Today we finish what we started," he said. "Strike smart. Strike fast. And remember, never surrender." His team nodded. Everyone understood the plan. Every human, soldier, or civilian had a role. Every strike counted. In the cities, small squads moved silently, preparing traps and ambushes. Engineers set explosives on alien supply lines. Drones and small ships flew overhead, ready to confuse the enemy and deliver critical strikes. Even ordinary citizens participated, guiding teams, repairing equipment, and warning of alien patrols. Humans had become a coordinated force, united by courage and determination. Mira led a squad toward a massive alien command ship hovering above the city. Using small, fast ships, they dodged fire and struck the ship's weak points. Explosions lit the sky and sparks rained down. The alien ship wobbled, alarms blared, and the alien crew panicked. "Impossible," shouted one alien commander. They can think like us. They strike at our weak points. How is this possible?" Captain Armin's plan was simple but brilliant. While a small team attacked the alien flagship, the rest of the humans hit supply lines, communication hubs, and patrol ships. Chaos spread across the alien fleet. Ships fired blindly, drones crashed, and patrols retreated. Humans had turned the aliens' strength into weakness. From above, the alien fleet watched in disbelief. The species they had called weak, small, and primitive was now destroying their ships, cutting off supplies and striking with precision. Fear spread through their ranks. Confidence shattered. Pride turned to panic. On the ground, civilians and soldiers worked together seamlessly. Mines exploded under alien patrols, hidden drones disrupted targeting systems, and human sharpshooters struck critical points. Every action was coordinated, every move clever, every strike effective. Captain Armin spoke calmly into the comms. We are not just defending Earth. We are showing them who we are. Humans are not weak. Humans do not surrender. Humans fight, together, fearless and smart. The alien flagship began to falter. Myra's team delivered the final strike, a small, precise hit on the ship's core. Explosions rippled through the alien vessel. Sparks and fire filled the sky. The aliens screamed orders, but it was too late. The flagship began to descend, forced to retreat. Seeing their flagship damaged and supply lines destroyed, the alien fleet had no choice but to pull back completely. Their pride, their confidence, their belief in their superiority, all shattered by a species they had once thought weak. On Earth, humans watched the sky. They had not lost a single city, not lost hope, not lost courage. They had fought with brains, courage, and unity, and had won. People cheered quietly, some hugged, some simply stood in awe of what they had achieved. Humans had proven something extraordinary. Strength is not only measured by weapons or numbers, but by courage, intelligence, and willpower. Captain Armin looked at the screens, seeing the alien ships disappear over the horizon. Today the aliens learned a lesson, he said softly. They learned that humans never surrender, that humans fight, and that humans cannot be defeated. From the alien perspective, fear and disbelief filled their communications. We cannot underestimate them, one commander said. They are dangerous. We cannot control them. The lesson was clear. Humans were unpredictable, intelligent, and fearless. They were no ordinary species. And on Earth, humans celebrated quietly but purposefully. They had defended their planet. They had struck back decisively. They had shown the galaxy that even a small, seemingly weak species could challenge the most powerful empire. The battle had ended for now, but the message was clear across the stars. Humans do not surrender. Humans fight. Humans survive. And any enemy that underestimates them would face consequences they could never imagine. The day had come when aliens realized, once and for all, that humans were not to be taken lightly. The day had come when humans proved their true strength, not in technology, not in size, but in courage, unity, and unbreakable spirit. Earth was safe for now. But one thing was certain. The galaxy would never forget the day the aliens learned a lesson. The day humans showed that they could fight, survive, and win against impossible odds. And humanity? They were ready for whatever came next.